Welcome back to Freedom Diggers Metal Detecting. If you haven't already, I'd like to ask you to like and subscribe so you can catch more great content. All right, today we're going to be talking about getting permission to metal detect. And what I mean is permission on private property. Now, getting permission to metal detect on private property has a huge advantage because unlike parks and other public places, you got a shot at getting on a piece of land that's never been metal detected. It could be loaded with good coins and relics and all kinds of stuff. So the hard part about it is getting past the fact that you're going to a total stranger's house and you're going to be approaching them and asking them to come on their land and metal detect. If you have a hard time talking to strangers like this, a good thing to do is to practice it. Like if you're at the grocery store or someplace like that, strike up a conversation with someone in line or the cashier. It'll kind of get you into the swing of talking to total strangers. So you're going to get a no quite often. You know, especially when you're first new at this, or if you're in a bigger city where people are a little bit more nervous about strangers, and that's fine. Don't let it get you down. Keep in mind that every place you don't approach is an automatic no. So you've got a 100% failure rate if you don't try it. So it's worth trying it. It really can pay off. So one of the most important things about getting a permission is your appearance. You have to be non-threatening and friendly to the homeowner. And what you wear is probably the number one thing that's crucial to being non-threatening. Don't wear camouflage. Yeah, I got camouflage myself. It's great to wear and stuff, but you really don't want to put across any kind of image. Don't wear Punisher skull t-shirts, shirts like this. You know, I mean, everybody loves Walking Dead and all that, but yeah, this is probably not a good idea either. If you're wearing a hat, take your hat off. All right, I can't handle having my hat off, but if I was knocking on a door, I would take it off. Nothing political either. Don't wear a Let's Go Brandon shirt, you know, even though, you know, you might like that kind of stuff because it's like super cool. Most importantly, too, is don't come walking up to the door with your shovel. In fact, don't bring a shovel with you. You're not going to want to be using a shovel on a permission. All right, so I'm using notes here, so I don't want to miss anything. When you come walking up to the door, walk up there with confidence. Hold your head up, act like you belong there, like you're happy to be there. If at all possible, catch them outside doing yard work. That's an excellent opportunity. It kind of helps to make it a little easier on you. The people are more approachable when they're already outside. That's great. Another excellent tip is to search for garage sales in your area and get the address of the garage sale. Get on Google Earth with that address, drop down to Street View, and get a look at the house. If there's a garage sale going on at an older house that looks promising, show up there at the garage sale. Look around, maybe buy something cheap, and then you're already in the door. You can strike up a conversation. So let's talk about the conversation itself. This is where it gets kind of sticky for a lot of people. I like to tell people right off the bat, you know, my name, hi, I'm Jim, and I live in the area, work in the area. See, that tells them right off the bat, you're not some out-of-towner that they can't trust. You're trying to establish trust. I say to them, you may have seen me out in the parks. I'm a metal detecting hobbyist, And this is what I like to do, to enjoy myself and unwind. And here's where you're going to start to get into why you're there. I like telling them, I'm a bit of an amateur historian, and I like finding things from the past. And your house is a beautiful older home, and there's a lot of history associated with the property, just like there is in this area. And I'd like to have the privilege of going through your yard with my metal detector and seeing what I can find. Now, this is where you're going to notice the mood of the homeowner is going to go one way or the other. They're either going to smile and they're going to seem kind of interested, or they're going to get that no look on their face and be like, now you got some work to do. You want to put their mind at ease. They're probably going to say something like, so you mean you're going to be digging holes all over my yard? You got to kill that word, dig. That's poison to getting a permission. You should never use it. And if the homeowner uses it, you got to try to flip the script. What I like to say to them is, well, what I do is I use a small sod cutting tool. You're talking about your hand digger, but you don't want to call it a hand digger. It's a sod cutting tool. Get that word, that phrase into your vocabulary. I like to cut a C-shaped slice in the sod, pull it back, find the item, and then put everything back in place neatly, and you'll never know that I was there. I've been doing this for a long time. I've done it hundreds of times. In fact, I even teach people that are new to the hobby how to do this properly and leave no sign of being there. Now, even if you're not teaching people how to do it, that's a good line to use because it's going to put them at ease and let them know that you care about the condition you're going to leave their land in when you're done digging. See, I said dig. When you're done recovering some history. Now, at this point, there's probably going to be a bit of a pause in the conversation. You may get a no, you may get a yes. They say, yeah, you know what, you can go ahead. Don't right off the bat get into what is going to be kept by who. You should never mention the value of things. It's about the history. That's what you're interested in, not the value of things. But it should be discussed at some point. I kind of like to break the ice a little bit with them. I might say something humorous along the lines of, yeah, my wife thinks that I'm crazy because I get excited when I come home with a rusty penny, but it keeps me out of trouble. Little humor kind of keeps things, calm and easy going. And then you can segue into it. One thing that I came up with is, I'll say to them, a lot of folks that I've done this at their property, they have some of the things that I have found on display in their homes. Things like an old key or a door knocker or a piece of silverware that turned up on their property. And I really love giving things like that to the homeowners that are connected to the house. See, that kind of tells them right off the bat, you're going to get the stuff that's directly connected to the house. Myself, I'm more of a coin shooter, guys. So I like telling them what I'm primarily interested in is the coins. I like to imagine how many hands they've been through. And remember, I was telling you about my wife, and I come home with these crusty coins, and she kind of laughs at me. So that's a good way to kind of establish that who gets to keep what end of the deal. Guys, if you're looking to get permission, practice. My way isn't the only way. These are just some tips that I've picked up along the way from other people. Some of them I've came up with on my own. And I hope that you can be successful in the coming season, getting some good permissions, getting on some good finds. In the meantime, Remember to always keep it dig free or die. We'll see you next time. Thanks.